A little over a decade ago, we had a warning from Ireland about the end of this year. Take heed, measure the heat of the sun in the month of June or July. It says the sea will rise in America. And then the number 11, do not ignore, visit her 3 times and again. It also seems to warn of flood in Japan. Personally, I worry of quakes, volcanoes, and tidal waves as the stars of creation begin to align. Soon the super flares and the rocks from heaven arrive. Here is that prophecy confirming the earlier one we discussed from Saskatchewan. The thing to know is that this is the year humanity begins noticing physical effects from our visiting dark stars aligned with Jupiter and Venus. I expect the skies to light up as they close in for the dance. Ancient seals seem to depict a time in which the bull in the west begins flashing his presence by attacking Venus, the red star, and the sun as they pass near the sting of Scorpio. The Bible hints at the dragon being thrown down near one of these Virgo moments where she is giving birth. Beginning our reversal won't be far behind. Here's that 3 houses event in which the Son of Man has begun his descent from on high, cresting over the blue star. I believe it has to do with the myths of Phaeton and Daedalus and the fall of man. If Earth flips precipitously, how do you suppose the sky will look? Throughout the apocalypse, we were supposed to be tracking Jupiter-Venus conjunctions and their oppositions as a sign for what might be going on between our blue star and red star visitors playing through our solar system. So our next opportunity is the 22nd of July. Ancient Maya recognized pole shifts every 5,125 years, and the scholars who told you to be concerned in 2012 weren't paying attention to ancient emphasis on the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction of 2020. Scientists about 200 years ago observed full-on reversals every half precession. We know at least the Hindu, Etruscans, Chinese, and Ohuelans knew of 4 times a precession that Ekpirosis comes to town, giving us major solar flares. Well, in the next year, celestial cycles combine like ocean waves going rogue all of a sudden. In the experiment, White mentions simulating the various levels of Earth's structure. The geomagnetic and magnetic poles didn't really want to get together. They could get only so close, and then the magnetic pole would flip to the equator about 90 degrees off from where he'd begun its most rapid movement. And then the poles would slowly begin a reconvergence. In 1993, looking at the situation, Chan Thomas wrote in his book Adam and Eve Story, the Bay of Bengal Basin just east of India will be our new North Pole. The Pacific Ocean just west of Peru will be at the South Pole. Greenland and Antarctica will find their ice caps dissolving madly in the tropical heat. Massive walls of water and ice will surge into the oceans while new poles begin to freeze. I would encourage you to read Ken White's or Charles Hapgood's books on pole shift if you have the opportunity. Scientists in the far north discovered plants and animals who had lived in the tropics. All over the earth, we can find shell fossils at the oddest altitudes. There are lakes like Lake Titicaca that have suddenly risen miles in no time at all. Other areas like mine have sunk deep beneath the waves again and again. If you wish to survive into the New World Order, I would suggest you contemplate moving to one of the pillars of the earth like Mali or Vanuatu. Otherwise, prepare to move quickly to high ground when the earthquake sun destroys the Queen Charlotte Islands. California's big one is coming, and it won't be long, and it won't be alone. Yellowstone erupts, floods begin probably this winter, and Ekpirosis follows probably in the spring. Religion is a collective memory of nightmare. You can get super excited by your redemption to come, or you can get very, very afraid. What did George Carlin used to say? He said of humanity in the end times, we're going away, and we won't leave much of a trace either. The planet will be here and we'll be long gone, just another failed mutation, an evolutionary cul-de-sac. The planet will shake us off like a bad case of fleas, and it will heal itself, because that's what it does. It's a self-correcting system. The air and water will recover and the earth will be renewed. To which I could only add, so be it. Last time this all went down, the Aryans said they had to move 35 degrees south and east to get away from 10 months of winter. Well, what you've seen of climate change is just one quick order of magnitude away from your next ice age. Give it 20 years if you stick around. Take care.